Craig Anderson, newest member of the Buffalo Sabres, goaltender, longtime NHLer, and warehouse owner, and likes to have a little bit of fun back there, sneak away from the family to a privately owned batting cage and warehouse. Good for you.
He said he was dropping cars off in there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I love it.
You're working, Craig?
Am I working? No, I just hang out here. My job here is pretty much maintenance. I clean up after everybody and make sure it's ready to go for the kids when they want to come over here and hit some balls and play some bubble hockey and whatever else they can get themselves into over here.
Well, we appreciate you doing this, and we won't keep it too long. We know you've been doing the media tour, but how has everything been since you've signed? Has it all sunk in? And, when are you planning on heading to Buffalo?
Yeah, I think, we were kind of caught off guard a little bit when we first kind of got the news that they were interested, and then we signed, and it was like, all right. And then, now that it's been a few days, we're starting to kind of start looking for places and that kind of stuff. My wife's like, she's eager, but at the same time scared that, like, all right, like, what's another year without you in Florida and that kind of stuff. So we're kind of going through some of that, but I think I'm pretty eager to get back up there and get back on the ice. And, I'm looking to kind of get up there sometime mid-September to get ready for training camp.
So how old are your kids?
10 and 7. And they're both into like travel baseball. They like doing the flag football. So they're going to stay here in Florida and do the activities for the sports and stay in school. And it's tough to kind of rip them out of the schools and move them around.
Are they into hockey at all?
They can skate, but no, they're not into the hockey. We're literally like 5 minutes from the Florida Ice Den here where the Panthers practice, and we haven't gotten over there to get them into it.
I think that's awesome. I'm the same way with my son. I mean, he had no interest in playing hockey, and I couldn't be happier. It's nothing against the game. It's just more about them finding their own thing.
Yeah, 100%. My kids love baseball. The flag football is absolutely a blast down here. Like, there's just so many good activities outdoors that to sit in an ice cold rink that they're not into it right now. They might one day, not sure, but as of right now, that's not their interest level.
Well, when you move to Buffalo and you come to this team, it's very young. You're going to be a father figure on this team. As I read in a quote here that you're looking forward to sharing some of your wisdom. Is that a role that you're looking forward to working with these young guys and teaching them how to be professionals? Because that's your MO. I mean, your MO is very professional, very serious. The way you approach the game, the way you are in the locker room, your character guy. That's a role that you're looking forward to taking on?
Yeah, I think I had a real good taste of it last year, and even the last year in Ottawa where you're trying to bring along a young guy. They want to push the young guy to play and kind of grow him. And, last year working with Vanacek on a daily basis. And, I think it's one of those things where, it's a mindset. The mindset is to, hey, how can I help the next guy, right? Because obviously my time is coming to an end, but how can I help the next guy not do the same mistakes I did, right? So when we're raising our kids, it's like, all right, well, I did that as a kid. Let's try not to let my kid mess up like that too. So we're in the same boat. I think give the team an opportunity to play me when they want to. If they need me for whatever it might be. But at the end of the day, help the guys around me to have lengthy and healthy careers and not make the same mistakes that I went through, and then my objective has kind of been met.
You've said same mistakes twice. Sorry, Craig.
Go ahead.
What? And I don't want to pry, but what do you mean mistakes?
So my mistakes. I went through waivers 3 times in 2 weeks. I went back to the minors. I was up and down. Like I never really, I didn't really solidify myself as a true National Hockey League player until I learned how to be a good pro, how to do the off ice, how to have the right mindset. Sometimes I'm young in my career, you come in, you're a high draft pick, you're this or that. You just think it's just going to happen for you. And then before you know it, you're getting kicked out the door. I found a way to kind of stick my foot back in the door just to get kicked out again and then stick it back in again. So it's just one of those things where I had to bounce around multiple teams, waivers up and down the minors. And eventually I was fortunate enough to have, the second and third chances. For some of these kids, they may only get one chance and they've got to make the most of it. And, being a young team, a lot of new spots, a guy's going to play that, get an opportunity to play. Hopefully, my job's, in my mind is to help these guys have the right mindset to say, hey, you're here, make the most of it, make sure that you're doing everything you can to stay here so that, you can make a long career out of it.
So goaltenders in general, and in the time that I had played, they're usually not the most vocal. They usually, after certain practices or certain games, they'll come into the dressing room in between periods and they're just all about focusing on what they need to do. It's a very tough position to play. The situation that you're in, with the knowledge that you have you ever been one of those guys? And you can read personalities very quickly. You seem to be a very confident guy, a guy that's been through the ups and downs of this league. How vocal do you think your voice is going to be this year for this young team?
I think in the first little bit, you have to kind of feel out the room, get to know the guys, lead by example. So first off, are you doing the pre-work before the ice session in the gym? Are you the first guy on the ice? Are you the last guy off? What's your habits? I think it starts there. Once you've established, your habits of on a daily basis, that the guys are like, all right, he works hard, he does this. This is his routine. Now you get to know the guys a little bit better. You can kind of feel it out, and then, I think you never really attack a group, but it's one of those things where I found that you pull a guy aside and you say, hey, what's your routine? What are you doing? Are you doing everything you possibly can to make sure you're ready to go? And, I don't think, being a super vocal guy and screaming at everybody is the right approach. I think you got to kind of feel it out and then kind of pick and choose your battles of what makes the most sense, where you're going to get the most traction.
How do you tell if they're receptive to that? Because I can remember veteran players pulling me aside and saying things, and sometimes, I feel terrible saying this, but at moments you're just kind of like, oh, whatever, like I know what I'm doing, you know what I mean? But even though I thought I knew what I was doing, I look back now and it's like it wasn't working. How can you tell if they're receptive? How do you break through that? Because there are a lot of stubborn kids these days, Craig.
Yeah, guys get set in their ways. I think the best thing is don't waste your energy. Once if you try once, twice, it doesn't work, move on to someone that's going to be willing and receptive. I think that's the main thing is if you keep wasting your energy on a guy, then you're kind of shortcoming the other guys that might be, might want you to reach out, but you haven't yet because you've wasted a lot of time with someone else. So it's just a matter of finding the right guy. Some guys I click with really quickly and other guys you don't. And, it's okay. It's just, sometimes, everybody's personalities don't kind of gel together, and that's okay. But, for being the veteran guy, you kind of have to figure out maybe another approach. My kid argues with me every day, and it's like, you're doing it out of love. And that's the thing is when you're doing it for someone, you got to make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons.
We're joined right now with Craig Anderson. We only have about a minute and a half here. River, I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to sum up. Otherwise, I can just say, Craig, thank you for joining us. We can't keep you too long. We're running out of time, but we know you've been doing the media tour. So we look forward to meeting you back here in Buffalo. And we wish you all the best when you get here. And good luck to you, man. We appreciate your time here today.
Awesome. I appreciate the words. Thank you.
Yeah, our
Thanks,
pleasure.
Craig.